Let's discuss why you might experience negative energy when you meet someone. My name is Auntie Sean, and I am a psychic medium, and I've been doing this for 22 years and studying spiritual energy and spiritualism and spirituality since I can remember. And I want to help you understand the spiritual world, spiritual energy, and metaphysics better than clout chasers and Hollywood. So let's get into this wonderful question. How do you explain meeting someone and feeling a very negative, almost evil feeling? Let's remember from the video that this is commented on that negative energy or human physical energy is expressed with the idea of negative ions. Not that negative is bad, but that negative ions are more of that of physical energy. Positive ions are that of spiritual energy. Positive, negative, or do not denote good and bad in this. This is just the idea of positive ions, which are spiritual energy, negative ions, which are physical energy. That's it. When we meet people and feel an evil vibe from them, we have to remember that this is probably from a multitude of reasons. One, that person could be a terrible person. Like, let's be honest. You could be meeting someone who is a serial unaliver. You could be meeting someone who is an R wordist. This could be unlikely that you will just run across one of these people. But this person could have very negative intentions for how they live their life. And that could be one reason why you feel very negative energy with them. And let's face it, we as people who are both predator and prey sometimes might have a prey offense go off when we're around certain people. And we do need to pay attention to that, but I would never assume the worst because of reason number two. Reason number two is that you might be experiencing negative or evil energy around someone because of the fact that their life is hard. Physical energy is tough to deal with. And maybe they don't have a great cleansing routine. Maybe they don't have a way of building up positivity. Maybe they deal with extreme depression that makes them very heavy. These are things that can emulate negativity and evil energy. And I don't say evil as in good and bad, but evil energy in the sense of malevolence, that sense of overpowering just vacuum, right? Depression can cause that. Severe mental illness that leads to a lot of unsafeness can lead to that, which is why as spiritualists we have to advocate for mental health, because mental health such as therapy, psychology, psychiatry, things like that do add to your spiritual well-being. So that's something that if you are ever talking to psychic medium and they don't talk about psychotherapy, run. And so but when we're talking about just pure metaphysical energy, the physical body could exhibit negative energy or negative ions or physical energy because of poor health, poor mental health, negative intentions, like I said in the first option. Maybe this person does things, wants to do terrible things. This is not to be assumed with most people. It is much more rare than we want to give it credit. Or this person deals with a lot of extreme stress and anxiety. Think about people like air traffic controllers, pilots, people who have large numbers of people who rely on them, bus drivers, teachers who have to deal with kids and parents and their well-being, people of minorities who are going through a lot of stress because they themselves are targets for abuse. People who are constantly dealing with worry of survival. That very earthy based energy can come across to others as negative, but for that person, they might be just fine. They might be very positive, lovely people, but their life is very intense. Now, this is not to say that those worries are bad, because this is why I do not include bad and good in anything that I say. Because to be focusing on survival is a good thing. We want to live, we want to have a good life, we want our lives to be better. That's good. It does make us have to focus on the physical world. So I don't like talking about good or bad, and that's why when I say evil, I use quotation marks, because that's the term people understand it as. But there's nothing evil about having dense physical energy. However, when we talk about people who are bad and do bad things, such as serial unalivers, that is where we get into there being a sense of malevolence. Something about them is broken, where they find positivity from harming people. And that can come across as evil energy. I don't like using evil though. It's more malevolent, it's more not good. And so we want to make sure that we are using these terms to clarify that, because we don't want to call someone who might be like a single mom of 3, who is a person of color who deals with a lot of disadvantages in life because of the physical world, and might be dealing with a lot of racism in their life. Because they're so stressed, and we feel this very physical energy around them of worry and stress and the desire to survive, we don't want to associate them with having evil, negative energy. This person is trying to live and have a good life, and they are dealing with stress. So that may come across as a heaviness, but they're perfectly good, wonderful people. And so this is where we have to use critical thinking to make sure that we are understanding the energies that we experience on a day-to-day basis. This is why education in spiritualism and metaphysics is important. It's why getting out of main character syndrome is very important. It's why making sure that when you feel something, you go inwards. It's why when I teach intuitive work and metaphysics, I always tell my students to ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? Who am I feeling it from? And why am I feeling this? So like, if it's, what am I feeling? I'm feeling anger. Why am I feeling anger? Well, I am feeling anger because I had a really bad morning this morning and I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm stressed. Cool. Who am I feeling it from? Me. Now you don't have to get to the second why. What am I feeling? Anger. Why am I feeling it? I don't have any personal reason why I'd be feeling anger that I can think of right now. Who am I feeling it from? I don't think it's me. I've had a pretty good day. So why am I feeling anger? Okay. Let me look around the room. Oh, there's a person over there in the corner who is angrily having a conversation on the phone. Okay, I'm picking up energy from my surroundings. It's who is coming from someone else, no longer has to do anything to do with me. I'm gonna move on and I'm gonna block it out. We have to learn to ask ourselves the questions in order to understand what's going on and then move on or move away or move into it. If it is from a client of mine during a reading, I will then go, oh, it's coming from them, so then I'll help them push into it and understand it better. If it is not from them and it's from me, then I push it to the side and I'll deal with it later. If I'm out in public and it is from me, then I deal with it. If it is from someone else, I ignore it and I move it away because it's none of my business. And so this is why we have to be very particular about making sure that we are asking ourselves and doing the work to understand the energy that we're feeling, because we might attribute evil energy to a person who's just stressed, when instead of giving them that fear vibe, we need to send them love. And it's why I try to be very present. I'm just human. I'm not perfect at it. But that's why we might be feeling a lot of different kind of negative energies from people, which may not be negative at all. According to us, the way we feel, it feels negative to us because it's oppressive to our energy. But for the person who's feeling it, they might just be reveling in the fact that they are getting to be alive. And the stress for them might be something that pushes them forward, so it might be positive for them. We can't let our assumptions of energy and the way it feels to us dictate what it actually is. And that is the biggest part of empathy. So make sure that when you're feeling things, it feels oppressive to you because it's not your energy, but don't assume that it's necessarily evil or bad. So thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you learned something and I hope you have a wonderful day.